It always seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela. You are listening to the Become Your Own Boss podcast. I'm your host, Monica Allen, and you are listening to a Boss Up Books segment. This month's Boss Up Book selection is Wealth Beyond Money, Unlocking the 6 Dimensions of Success for Richness in Every Area of Your Life. In full disclosure, this book was written by Ethan King, my husband and business partner for 20 years. I'm so proud of him for sharing his story and putting this information in a book for all the world to read. And I chose the quote by Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it's done, because I remember the late nights and all of the hours that Ethan put into this book. And initially when he said, I'm going to write a book, he did feel like it was an uphill battle, that it was slightly impossible. But at the same time, he knew if others could do it, he could do it too. And he got it done. And I wanted to share this particular Boss Up Book segment because this book, the thoughts around this book, the dimensions around this book truly have changed my life. And I want to share that with you today. I think when many of us think about having a partner in a relationship or even in business, that we really hope for someone that will make us better, that will be supportive, that will cheer us on, and that will enhance the relationship, that will help you both to grow. And I can truly say that this information that Ethan shared with me many years ago and shared with others in a presentation have truly made the difference. About 8 years ago, Ethan gave an EOX talk. This talk was much like a TED Talk, but specifically to the Entrepreneurs Organization members here in Atlanta. During his presentation, he talked about 6 areas of life. He discussed how he thought life was broken up and how if you aim to calibrate your life in these areas, not necessarily balance them, but calibrate them, you will be successful. And not just successful, but also happy and fulfilled. Like I said before, his talk had a massive impact on me. And we have since talked about it for years, how he needed to create something more around this speech. Finally, he did. And this book, I think, is just the beginning. Ethan dives into a lot of things that will lead you to wealth in this book. Wealth beyond just finances, though. He discusses other aspects of the book, such as alignment and misalignment. But the book primarily rests upon his simple framework, which is made up of 6 dimensions. Each letter in simple stands for one of these dimensions, and they are subconscious restructuring, intellectual improvement and implementation, money or money mastery, physical presence, love and leadership, and entertaining experiences. He goes on to explain in detail what each of these dimensions mean, how to assess where you are currently in each of the areas, and how to improve on each one. Additionally, at the end of each chapter, you're able to write your own reflections for that chapter. The simple framework had such an impact on me that I created a planner for myself that allows me to lay out my day and focus on these areas of my life on a daily basis. These 6 dimensions are part of the Become Your Own Boss planner that I launched late last year. When putting this book together, Ethan made some slight tweaks to the words that each letter stands for in the word simple. But when I initially began using Ethan's framework, it was a little bit different. So simple meant spiritual for the S, I was intellectual, M, money, P, physical, L, love and relationships, and E, entertainment. So he since kind of tweaked them and made them a little more in depth. And I love the change, but the planner is still the original simple letters. And so I want to just share a little bit about how this has impacted me, because these 6 things are truly important in my life. And I work to focus a bit on each of them every day. And if there are days when I'm not able to focus on a specific area, then I do my best to recalibrate the next week or the next day to balance that out. So for me, spiritual doesn't have to mean religious, but I do read my Bible verse. I love quotes. I love to show gratitude each day. And so Ethan changed this one to subconscious restructuring, and primarily because he feels like that includes meditation. It includes being still, being quiet, learning more about yourself. And I think that's really important. Intellectual, for me, that means I'm either going to read something, listen to a podcast. I'm trying to learn something new every single day. Money, this is where I focus on growing my business, managing our personal finances, planning for the future financially. Physical, that is really around my health. So it's working out, getting enough sleep, which I'm still working on, eating healthy, but the physical aspects of my body and my life. And then love and relationships. I try to make sure that I have a date night written down or movie night with the kids. We always try to have dinner together as a family, and that doesn't always work out, but it's a goal. It's written there. We try really hard to make sure that happens. And then entertainment, the E. For us, travel is a big part of our lives, so we typically try to plan 3 to 4 trips a year, some with just he and I, some with the kids, but entertainment is really important to us. And that also can include movie nights and doing things locally, but entertainment is important. Because I'm able to focus on these things and give a lot of thought to it, each week I'm filling out my planner, and it truly helps me calibrate areas in my life. And if I'm focused on one thing, I can tweak and focus on something else, but it has really made a difference. And I don't even know if Ethan really knows how big of a difference it's made. He does know that I created a planner around his intellectual property, as he likes to call it. But it has been such a game changer for me and for our family. I recommend you check out Wealth Beyond Money for yourself. It is full of practical and useful life tips, hacks, and ways to excel in each of these dimensions. Ethan also shares a lot of his story, which is very inspirational and encouraging. The book is available in hard copy, paperback, and audiobook. You can click the link in the show notes to order, or you can go to wealthbeyondmoneybook.com to check it out. Also, if you go to the website wealthbeyondmoneybook.com, you can actually download one free chapter of the book, so you can get a free preview. Thank you so much for checking out this Boss Up Books segment. I appreciate you listening. Be sure to follow the Become Your Own Boss podcast at all of our social handles, which is Become Your Own Boss podcast on TikTok and on Instagram. And lastly, because I really want to begin building the Become Your Own Boss community so we can share and touch base with each other, go to my website, monicaallen.com. There you will hit a pop-up window. Please enter your first name and your email address. That is all I'm asking for, because I want to connect with you. So come on over and join the Become Your Own Boss community. Thanks for listening today, and thanks for joining this Boss Up Books episode. Happy reading.